Yep, I'm live now.
It says waiting for Miss Pregnant Woman. It says waiting for Miss Pregnant Woman.
It says I've been live for 30 seconds.
All right, yeah, you're live. I heard that. There's a lag between StreamYard and YouTube, like half a minute. I can hear me talking in the background.
It says there's three people. Hey, Joe. Hey, Candle. I posted the StreamYard, and if y'all want to jump in. Candle, are you going to come up here? The hubby was like, he don't want to come up. She don't want to come up there with you.
Give me a minute.
So, what's everybody been up to today? Oh, Candle's coming. Hold on. Hey.
I figured it out. I was getting nervous. I was
Yay.
like, oh, I have to put my name in. What?
Yeah, it's not that bad once you get used to it. I had to put my headphones in because I've got the canner running,
Oh,
and
how do
that's
I
all
can?
you would be able to hear. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Am I loud? Am I too loud?
So,
Can
are
you
you
hear?
still nervous? Don't be nervous. Oh, I can't hear you now. What happened?
Oh, can you hear me?
Oh, I can now.
Okay. All right. I'm just
Yep.
have to talk louder, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, I tried not to like step on any people going live, but excuse me, the only one that's going live is Peach, and I think Angry with somebody. So I mean, it's hard not to step on anybody.
Yeah, tons of people go live all the time. I feel so
I
close.
know.
I should scoot this back, maybe.
Oh, there's my hubby. He's in here.
Nice. What are you canning?
We have, I think it's pot roast, not pot roast, pork roast in there now. Um, and then we've got carnitas, pork carnitas in the crock pot that we're going to can later.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, we try to can, I mean, we can vegetables too, but we try to mostly can protein. Oh no, Kendall left. Hey, Mrs. Ghetto. He just wants to play with my new gun. That's all it is. Kendall, where'd you go, girl?
I'm so sorry. I
I was
was
like, where's she going?
I know I was trying to bring it up so I could see the comments, and I'm like, well, what happens if I push this button? Push that one. I guess I'll bring it up on my phone. Yeah, I am.
I'm glad you caught it too, Mrs. Ghetto. I'm sorry, Kendall.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, let me turn that down. Okay, cool.
Where's the clip?
My clips are over there for the gun. I would show my new gun on here, but they'll shut the stream down if I show it. So
That's exciting. You got a new one. What'd you get?
I got a dagger, a PSA dagger.
Cool.
And I got this new hat that's pretty awesome. It's got the red, white, and blue, and then on this side it's the stars and stripes. I got it from the armory today.
Nice.
And of course, you know, my 13-year-old daughter, she had to have one too. So
Heck yeah. My daughter is not into hats. I kind of hope that she would be, but she is. You know,
I love it because the fact of if you have a bad hair day, you just throw it up. Let me see who is coming in here. My old man.
Ooh, Mr. Drama.
Hey, babe.
Where are you going?
I'm looking at your handsome self sitting across from me.
Yeah, I'm loading 9mm clip.
And you see that our Christmas lights are still up because our 5-year-old will not let us take them down. So.
No, I haven't.
They're fine.
He's
Why
still
take
got a
it down?
Christmas tree up in his bedroom.
Hey, Sophia.
Hey, Sophia.
Thank you for stopping by. Mrs. Ghetto, it is really pretty. It's just it's basically a copy of the Gen 3 Glock. And instead of paying the name for a Glock, you know, because that's all you're really buying is the name. I bought this one because I could get 2 of these for the price of 1 Glock. So it just made sense to go ahead and get this one.
Yeah.
And we found 1,000 rounds of ammo for $380.
Yeah.
So.
And they keep it.
Yeah, they keep it in stock. And you know, it's been hard to find 9mm ammo lately. And we actually found that, so we scooped up 1,000.
Nice.
Sophia, I got my old man up here too. He's just peeking.
I'm busy.
So, how was your day, Kendall?
I'm busy. We had volleyball practice. My daughter did tonight, so
Oh,
that's like
yeah.
right after I get off work. So it's literally like have your stuff on because it's gonna take us that long to drive there.
Yeah, that's the way it was when my daughter was playing softball. It was like as soon as I got home, we're out the door and at the ball field for like 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, she was in cheer for like 6 years. She did like dance for like 4 or 5 years, and then we kind of were doing cheer and dance, and then we cut out dance and she was just doing cheer. But when you do sports like that are year round, like God bless you, you are like not a lazy parent. You like cannot be a lazy parent because you are like on the go 24/7.
Oh my gosh, I know.
So now we're just doing like club volleyball, but it's like year round, and now we're like traveling a little bit. So
Oh yeah. Oh well, I was lucky. I don't want to say lucky, but I really didn't have the time with working and my 5-year-old for her to do travel ball
yeah,
because it was just crazy.
yeah, it is a
So,
busy time. Easy.
Nisi, while I have you on here, how do I make somebody a moderator? Because I'm still learning StreamYard.
Give them a wrench.
I know I give them a wrench, Smarty.
Don't get a 10mm, you'll never find another.
Let's see. It's not broadcast info. Sorry, y'all can keep talking. I'm just, you know, trying to figure this out.
I know. I am on my iPad. How do I see the chat in my iPad? Like I have my phone up. Is that possible? Do you know?
On your StreamYard, does it not have like a little menu thing
It does, but
where you can go down and click chat?
last time I did it, it kicked me out. I'll try it again though.
If it kicks you off, we'll get you back in. It's okay.
Okay.
Mm,
Yeah, it's not working. It's all right. I'll just have to look at my phone. No big deal.
yeah, I don't know how to do the moderator thing.
Hmm.
You can go to your channel on YouTube, open chat, click three dots to the right, and make moderator.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
not
you
too
can't make a
complicated.
moderator through StreamYard. Okay. So
All right. Well, then
basically,
y'all just behave.
yeah, basically, I just have to kick them out, I guess. I don't know.
Hmm. So what
So
did
what
you
is,
do today?
well, I went and looked for holsters for my new gun. Went to a local place here in town and they didn't have any. And then we had to go pick up my daughter from school, get her to the dentist, and then we went to Palmetto State Armory, which is near us, and I found a holster there, and I bought two more clips.
Nice.
So I got that. Then we grabbed something to eat, and now we're back home.
I am hopefully tomorrow I'm going to get the rest of my canner stuff and start canning. I've never done it before, but I found
Oh
out two
man.
days ago. I know, I found out 2 days ago. Um, one of my besties, like we don't ever talk about it, I don't talk about any of this with anybody, but like she's like, I can. I'm like, are you kidding me? And she's like, no. I'm like, I'm coming over. We're doing it Saturday. And she's like, okay. So hopefully, I don't have like this, like everything that I need yet, though. So hopefully, I can get the rest of it tomorrow.
Yeah, and hopefully you can find jars and wide mouth lids because they've been really hard to find. Thank you,
Yeah,
Nisi.
I do have all of that stuff, but I don't know, we kind of are supplied here at the moment. I mean, I don't know. I guess I've really never looked for it before. So,
Yeah. Thank you, Mrs. Ghetto. I hope you do too. Hey, Rip Curl. Oh, I got Rip Curl in here. We
hey,
doing
Rick.
something right.
That's right. That's prepper royalty right there.
Hey,
So,
Independent.
what
Yeah,
are you?
Sophia is right. You will be obsessed once you start canning.
I hope so. I got a lot of catching up to do. And it's like right before summer. So I'm hoping to
Oh
do like
yeah.
all everything from the garden and everything like that.
Yeah, if you plant squash, you'll most definitely be canning it because you get so much production from squash. Yeah.
Mhm.
You'll be
I
freezing it, canning it, dehydrating it, whatever you can do.
Yeah, I don't have a garden, but my mom does, so I'm hopefully gonna be helping her with that, which I usually do, but I just,
I
haven't really
will
got
tell
into all of
y'all
that.
one thing prepper minded. Like, we only pressure can meat, soup, stews, anything with a high amount of
Hey,
calories. Like pork roast, beef roast, so on and so forth. Because when you start looking at calories per pound, you fit 2 pounds in a quart jar. If you make rice to go with it, then you have your calories to sugar ratio right.
Yeah.
So, like for us, for two adults, a teenager, and a kid.
yeah, and
So,
he doesn't eat. He's 5. He picks and chooses, and so
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for what, a year or two now, we
hmm
have been canning primarily nothing but meat. The
yeah,
only thing that I really have canned that is not meat is like some mixed vegetables,
we've done broths too.
and I always make broth. Because if you can make broth, you can make gravy. You can make gravy, you can make the fifth food group. There you go.
Kendall, that would probably be the easiest thing for you to start off with is some broth.
Yeah, I've watched
Ugly
Ghost's
chicken.
video like the whole way through 2 times now. When it's like I think it's only a 20-minute video when he did that. But yeah, he made that stock. I don't know if you guys have watched that video or not, but I watched it. I like how
Yeah.
he used to
Also,
it.
like, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Go.
Mr. Plummer, Michael. Everybody knows him. He was saying, also canned potatoes. Like if you're gonna can potatoes, that's pretty easy, and we call it ugly chicken because it looks ugly once you can it. But that's easy also.
Yeah. Raw pack chicken and raw pack dry beans. If you take, what is it, a quarter cup per pint,
Half a cup.
half a cup per quart.
Yeah.
Half a cup of dry beans and fill it with beef broth, pressure can it.
Mhm.
Then you have canned beans that you just have to heat up.
Yeah.
I do a lot of Mylar and long term storage and everything else, but
Mhm.
I
Grab
still
my
want,
tequila.
Nice.
still want readily available food that is just heat up. Obviously, I'm falling behind the times, so I'm gonna hide myself and go take me a drink or three and smoke a cigarette.
me and Kendall's already on it, so
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, first time on here. Gotta have something, right?
right. Now we stopped by Aunt Betty's cookie store. That's what we call the ABC store. We
Oh.
stopped by there on the way home and got some tequila, and I was like, okay,
I'm gonna hop on a live when I get home now.
right.
the
Mhm.
American
Okay,
Business College.
Sophia, thank you for coming in, girl.
So how long have you been in this community? Like what was going on that brought you here to where you are now?
I got with my husband.
Mhm.
He's been in the community, what, babe, about 5 years
Yeah.
or 10?
Y2K.
He said since Y2K.
Mhm.
So I've been in it for almost 3 or 2.
We've been full board prepping, whether you knew I was paying for it or not, for 5 years.
But no, I've been in the community, so to speak, for about 2. Like actually in the chats and talking and getting, ideas and this, that, and the other, and you know.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
and it's great. I mean, there's always some drama here and there,
Yeah, there is.
and we actually got off of YouTube for a while. We took a break, and but now we're back into it.
Mhm. Cool.
So what
Yeah,
about you?
yeah, well, since like everything happened at the end of 2019, I had this girl at work. She's young, she's like 20, and she was talking about stuff that was going on over there. And I was like, what are you talking about? And like, I came home and I just started watching videos. And I was like, what? We can't see those videos anymore, but like, it was completely terrifying. And you were like, what
Oh
is
yeah,
why? And then Alaska Prepper like came up like as a recommendation, and he was this is what like got me, because he had said, what are you going to be able to tell your child, I'm sorry, we don't have any food because I didn't prepare? And it was like
yep, that was your light bulb.
and it just like, I mean, it like took my breath away, and like I sat up in bed because I was watching it while I was getting ready to go sleep, and it just like, what the heck? And so from that moment on, it just has been like, okay. And then like, I started watching other people, and then one day I was in John's chat, and John just loves the plumbers, and Native I never commented. I'd just been there, just nervous. I'm like, oh, I'm not talking to these people. And one day I just put a comment in there. I don't even remember what I said, but Native had like said hi back to me. And then you had said hi back to me. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. I'm not watching this anymore. But you two were like the first people to ever say anything for me. And then Leslie and like True American Loretta. And that kind of like, you know, I'd see them around when I'd see them, I'd say hi. But yeah, that's kind of like, you know, just kind of started listening and doing my own stuff here. But like at the beginning of 2020, I mean, I was like, so like, you know, I was way before everybody else that didn't have all the stuff that we needed. I had everything. But I wouldn't have if I wasn't just like listening to that girl, and she was like freaking out about it. I'm like, what are you talking about? And
Oh,
nobody
wow.
else on YouTube was really talking about anything at that point either. It was a long time later before, you know, I even watched that video, you know, with John or anything like that. I was kind of just trying to do my own stuff before I like realized there was like this whole community of people that are like, you know, doing the same thing that I was. I mean, I was getting like, hey Random, I went and got I mean, I was like freezing my milk. Like when I nursed my daughter, you know, how do you have those bags of milk? Like I was filling those with like milk and I was throwing them in the freezer. I mean, I was so, I mean, I prepped, like I made a lot of mistakes that like, you know,
That, I
here
mean, but
I am
that's
now.
what it is. You
Mm-hmm.
make mistakes and you learn from it, and you just keep
Mm-hmm.
moving forward from there. So your mistakes is what makes you, you know, who you are.
Yeah. I
So
wish I would have like started camping like way back. I mean, I thought about it, but I never did it. But I was like, I should do it. But nobody's really talking about it. I mean, ghost thing has been around for a while, but like way back then, I wish I would have been like, because you know, my mom, you know, she used to can. I could like totally like ask her and figure out how to do it, but I just didn't. I was like, oh, it's gonna get better. This world's gonna get better. This is gonna go away. It's gonna get better. It's just not now.
I don't know.
Wait
I
till
mean, I don't think anything's going to get better. If anything, everything's going to get worse.
yeah.
You know, talking
Um,
about the food prices going up and just everything.
I'll tell y'all a funny story.
Oh God.
All right. So, I mean, me and my brother grew up around the farm. You know, my grandpa always had animals and this and that. I mean, I was the little redneck kid running around in two small overalls, watching my grandma pick beans and snap beans and canned beans
Mm-hmm.
my whole life. So after all the Y2K stuff, I was in high school. I mean, you got to figure I was the generation that watched the towers fail. We were there, you know. So after the Y2K thing, you know, my dad's like, we need ammo, we need cash on hand, we need this, we need that, because he literally thought he wasn't going to have access to a bank account. So after that, and the 9/11 thing, and on down the line, you know, I worked out of town. I worked on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'd be gone for 6 months, and then I wouldn't have a paycheck for 6 months. So you get real good at buying in bulk, freezing, doing this, doing that, and so on and so forth. Um, the funny part of this is the canning incident. I hadn't canned in like 3 or 4 years. Me and her got together, and I was like, you know, we got all this extra food. I'm gonna can it. I got jars out in the building, and I ended up blowing up 4 jars in my canner. I think alcohol was involved, but I knocked the pressure release off, and it just, you know, exploded like 4 jars in my canner. I don't do that no more. But the whole thing about prepping is everybody makes it out like this is the scenario. This is what you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my brother's been prepping for years. We went and checked 255-gallon barrels. And at the time, 14 years ago, you couldn't have access to Mylar bags, oxygen absorbers, this, that, and the other. Amazon wasn't running. They were selling books.
Mm-hmm.
So my brother, stocking up this, that, and the other, loaded up a bunch of contractor bags, stuck them flat with a shop vac, duct taped them, and packed them in these 55-gallon drums. They have one of Pintos and one of rice. And we went and checked them. We went and opened them up. And then, they can vacuum seal Mylar or whatever
Mm-hmm.
at that point. But these are 12 years old, and I'd eat them today.
Wow.
I mean,
That's
literally.
so awesome.
A lot of people say you have to do it this way, like Alaska Prepper. He done a video of taking like spaghetti, like the plastic spaghetti jars, the 2-liter bottles,
Mm-hmm.
fill it full of rice, throw an oxygen absorber or two down in it, put the lid on it, and electrical tape it. It works. It
Yeah.
works. I've got rice and beans out there that's probably 5 or 6 years old. I just stack them all in the tote, and they're edible.
We also vacuum seal a lot of rice and beans and cornmeal, flour, sugar, salt.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people are going to get hemmed up on salt. All right. During the Revolutionary War, salt and sugar were more expensive than black powder. You have to have salt to salt cure. You have to have sugar, so on and so forth. And I think everybody disproportionate because you got to think for 30 years we have been told salt's bad for you, sugar's bad for you, processed sugar is bad for you, this, that, and the other. If you sit back and think, you go back to the old ways,
Mm-hmm.
you need salt, you need sugar, you need this, you need that. I think a lot of people don't prep nowhere near as much salt. Um, One thing that we have going for us is the restaurant depot thing. If you know somebody that has an LLC or an S corp or a nonprofit, if they have a tax ID number, you can go to your restaurant depot if they have one within driving distance. Ours is about an hour and a half away, but you can go there and buy pallets of stuff. I mean, we went. I put a video of the whole bed of my brother's truck flat full. You know, 50-pound bags of this, 50-pound bags of this, that, and the other. The problem we have now, which we're mitigating, is we're putting a 14 by 40 building down on the farm, and I'm going to start moving my prep out of these 3 buildings to there. Because, I mean, I'm missing a recliner in my living room because of all the stuff. I've got 400 pounds of food right
Sitting
there.
beside me.
Yeah, pan on the side. All in, there's 4
Awesome.
totes right there, and there's 100 pounds in each
That is
If
so
you figure
awesome.
if you figure up the protein, which is going to be your deciding factor of survival and dying. I have like 26 cases of quart jars. So that's literally a year's worth of meat. You know, um, people don't think about simple things. All right.
I'll be right back, y'all.
We have done the math. We have done this, that, and the other. If you look at my channel, I done a video the other day about math. For 6 months, take 730 pounds of beans and rice
Mhm.
just to sustain. That's not, you know, supplements, this, that, and the other. I mean, that's 730 pounds. That's 14 5-gallon buckets. So a lot of people don't think everybody preps peanut butter. So how do you supercharge your beans and rice? You make your own chicken broth, cook your rice in your chicken broth. So then you're getting nutrients, vitamins, this, that, and the other from celery, onions, carrots, garlic, so on and so forth. And then when you cook your beans, if you don't have any meat, put your 2 big old spoons of peanut butter. That adds your essential oils, your calories, your this, your protein. So now you just made hot rod pintos and rice.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
sometimes it's simple things. You know, we I mean, I probably got half a truck bed full of canned goods,
At least.
but I have 2 8x12 trailer loads
That is so awesome.
of pressure can meat. You know, I tell everybody,
I mean, we
please,
gotta, like you were talking about, Candle, you gotta think about your babies. I mean,
Mhm.
I'll starve before I let them starve.
Mhm.
you ain't gonna starve. I've been doing this a long time. But
As you can see,
Relationship
I'm thick. I ain't gonna starve. I'll be okay.
I mean, when me and her first got together, the first thing I worked out, because she has diabetes, is how to backlog, bulk stock, insulin, syringes, this, that, and the other, and 12-volt coolers that I can run off solar. That way, I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be the one that has to explain to my kids where mama went
That's so great.
because
That's so
I
awesome.
didn't do my job. That's not me.
He's the best. He really
Yeah.
You know,
is.
Mhm. Mhm. You're a good hubby.
He is. He's a pain in my butt sometimes, but he's a good hubby. I wouldn't have any other pain in my butt. I wouldn't want to be with nobody else. So
well, you're done past the expiration date. So, you know, if things don't work out,
he said he's
I'm
gonna
moving
move.
to the building.
He said he's gonna move to the playhouse. That was my old playhouse when I was little. He was
Hey,
gonna move up there. We just have
well,
conjugal visits. So what?
let's explain the playhouse. It's 8x12 with a window air conditioning unit,
A refrigerator.
a refrigerator, and a heater, and it's on 35 amp circuit. I can build me a rack in there, fine and dandy.
Uh,
A whole lot better than the Marine Corps provides. I can go up there and live. I
Aw,
ain't
thank you,
leaving.
Niecy.
Somebody got to cut grass.
He cracks me up.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
But I'm glad that you got into prepping and started watching videos. And the best part is you're going to start canning soon.
I
So that's
know.
really going to
I'm
help your long term storage.
I'm completely like terrified of it just because of like, all the scary stuff that comes with it. But uh,
Yeah. But
you
I'm
know,
going to tell you, you'll get it. And when you hear them jars sealing after they come out the canner, you're like, okay.
If she don't do um, water bath can, water bath cannons for
Here's my
jelly
kitty. There's Mama.
and stuff, and she goes straight to pressure canning, she'll be a whole lot better off.
Yeah.
Because you can pressure can anything. You can only water bath can certain things.
Niecey, there's your niece. That's what she called. That's Auntie Niecy. That
mhm.
my cat Cleo that just had 5 babies.
Hey,
Oh.
we're gonna take her up there and leave her with Tribe and Venom. We're gonna have us some good looking kids.
Yeah.
Leave her with Venom.
Yep.
Niecy, did you hear him? We're gonna have Venom and Cleo kitties.
I gotta go fishing with you anyway.
Yeah, we gotta go fishing. Candle, you just come on across.
I know. I am hopefully going this summer to meet the other group, I hope
Oh, you are? You're gonna go to Missouri?
well, I mean, it just depends. Like, I might only be able to come down for like a day. I mean, it just depends on the volleyball schedule, but
Yeah.
uh, I'm hoping that there is a really big city that is by there. And I'm hoping that we're playing in a tournament there that weekend, so it won't be such a drive. So,
It's, she said he won't like Cleo here. He will be mad at us.
yeah.
I really want to go to the prepper thing in Missouri this summer, but because I have family in Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We got to get so much done on the farm. We got to get the building set up. We've got this to do.
Hmm.
And I hope crap don't hit the fan before then. I
I know that's
mean,
what I keep thinking too. Like, is something gonna happen? Are we actually really gonna go, or like it's not
I
gonna
know
happen?
it's so hard to tell because, like me and Michael were talking about earlier, you got that they're doing a slow burn. It's a slow destroying
Mhm.
of the country.
God,
Nothing is
this is
happening
backwards.
fast. What what are you doing?
The camera's like backwards. I got air in my face.
Oh, at least your hair's down. I threw mine up in a bun
I
and a
know.
hat.
I was thinking about throwing it all up too.
I was like, no.
Mine's leftover from this morning.
You look like getting ready in the mirror.
What did he
He
say?
said, now everybody sees what you look like getting ready in the mirror.
I know. That's what I do. I stand there in the morning.
Hey,
Look.
baby. She wanted to make another appearance, I
Oh,
guess.
so pretty.
She's so sweet. Yes, you're on here. They see you. That's true, Nisi. It's really not going to get any better. I mean, unfortunately, and it makes me. I don't want to worry too much because I don't want my kids to see me worrying, but it makes me worried for them more so than
Yeah.
me.
Hmm.
Um, but I know that me and Michael will do, at all costs, anything to make sure they're good.
Yeah.
But it's the fact of I worry, what are they going to do if Mama's not there?
Hmm.
Because they run to me for everything.
Hmm.
I can't go out the door without giving each one of them, just to run to the grocery store. Mommy, you didn't give me a hug. You didn't give me a kiss. And I love that. I'm not, saying anything's wrong with that. It's just, what are they going to do if I'm not here?
Yeah.
I mean, I know they'll have their daddy. I'm not saying that, but it's different for Mama.
Hmm.
Why prep?
He said that's why I prep.
Hmm. I hear
I mean,
you.
we really do. Yes, it's for us too, but our main reason for prepping is our babies. I mean, and our dogs and our cats. And, I would like to be able to prep for my entire family, like my mom, my grandma. And it makes me sad for them because I keep telling them, you need to go get at least a flat a week or a flat every couple days of canned goods, this, that, and the other. And they just think, oh no, it'll be fine. I can still go to Food Line. I can still go to Walmart. No, you can't. Not when, what if the interstate shut down? What if the main roads are shut down? What if this happens? You're not going to be able to go to Burger King and go get you a burger. I mean, you have to have stuff at home
Yeah.
so that you don't get out and you don't get robbed because you went out.
Mhm.
They
This.
don't carry guns.
Mhm.
I mean, they're just sitting ducks if they go out.
Mhm.
And it breaks my heart.
Yeah, I had a big when we were doing the rolling, like the rolling blackouts that we had. I don't know if you guys had those. We had those here, but uh, I couldn't open my garage door to get out,
Oh, wow.
go get my kid from school. So
No,
that was my
there's a red handle.
yes, I know
Yank it.
now. I know
She's got that
now.
now.
But that was my first, because when I leave to go get her, it is like there is no time. Like I'm gonna
Yeah.
make it in time to get her, and it was just like, but I know now. But like I think that God like puts like a lot of things in my life, so like lessons. Like if something happens like that, I'll be able to open that up and get out. Like I didn't
Right.
do. I was like, had to call my friend. I was like, please pick up Presley. When this comes back on, I will come get her. But like, I didn't know what to do. But, I also like, went and got our bike serviced and like,
Yep.
just in case, because we are not staying here where we are at. So like, I never know. I did that. I was going to get like extra tires and stuff, but, we really don't ride them enough to like, at this point, I'd rather spend the money on something else right now. But I did
Yeah.
that to like get them ready again to make sure they are, just in case we have to take
That's a
off.
good idea. That's a really good idea. Our niece, we had a family meeting not long ago down at the bug out location, and we were talking about this, that, and the other, and scenarios and what we expect them to have when they come onto the farm. And everybody, we're there for everybody. We're not saying that, that's our family, but y'all bring 6 months of food with you, this, that, and the other. Make sure you have some stuff prepped up before you come down here. And our niece was like, well, I kind of want to stay where I'm at. She's in an apartment complex and is pregnant. That is not where she needs to be. She does not need to be alone. And that apartment complex she's in is sort of rough anyway. And it's going to be 10 times worse when shit hits the fan. I mean, it just is. And she's young. She's 23, I think. And she just has it in that mindset that, oh, I'm going to be okay. Me and my baby are going to be fine where we're at. No, you're not.
It's going to be an exfil situation. Me, my brother, two or three more people, at least 4-man firing team,
Yeah.
are going to have to go there, secure the location, load everything up, kicking and screaming, and you're coming here. And when that happens, the whole reality, why we bought the building, why we're putting it down there, we have access to a sawmill and acres of wood.
We have a creek.
We were literally,
That's nice.
I have to put my prep somewhere. If we have to use the building for a secondary living location until the house is built, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be in the situation to where I wake up and the Dow Jones dropped 20,000 points
And then we're
and
just like,
gas is $45 a gallon
Yeah.
and we can't get from here to there 15 times in a day with trucks and trailers because I mean I literally figured it up between the preps, the supplies we need, the stuff. I mean I have 4 buildings. I have 3 buildings and a shop. For everything we need there, it would literally take a 4-day weekend with trucks, trailers, this, that, and the other to move it down there. Well, how long are the roads going to be safe? So we're trying to be preemptive and move everything down there now because I can keep a week's worth of food in the house.
Yeah.
You know, on the weekly.
Even before we started prepping, though, we always kept a month's worth of food in the house. Even before, I mean, well, we've always prepped. Let me rephrase that. Before we started like prepping hard, like extreme prepping, like we're doing now, we always kept a month of food in the house. Always.
Yeah, I'm not going to go to the grocery store and not buy a month's worth of food.
And we don't never go to the grocery store and just buy one of something. Never.
Yeah, those days are long gone.
Yeah.
What? So the old lady called me.
Oh,
Her
Lord.
response was, you vacuum sealed all my macaroni and cheese. Because I did.
I was like, so can you go by the store? He goes to the store and he goes to Food Line and you know the Velveeta shells and cheese? 3 boxes was $12.
And I buy 10 boxes at Sam's Club for $17. Yeah. It's getting ready to get real rough. We're buying as much to the point I think food is going to be a bigger issue than ammo.
Let me go turn this canner off, y'all. Hold on 1 minute.
I mean, I really do.
I hope not. I hope none of it happens, but if it does,
well,
can be prepared.
Exactly. Here's the whole situation. If we done all this for nothing, we didn't lose anything.
Yeah.
You can always eat food if it's stored properly. You know, right now, me and my old lady have enough pinto beans to last us till 74. I mean, I ain't lose nothing. I've got literally an EMT bag and a stunk bag.
Yeah, because I done fire rescue and the whole EMT thing. So I've got airways, I've got non-rebreathers, I'm gonna do a video of my med bag soon.
Got $2,000 of you're not gonna die stuff.
Yes.
You know, I mean,
from Band-Aids to non-rebreathers, you name it.
Yeah. I carry my iPad. I carry a tourniquet everywhere I go. I keep a little med bag in the car with hyphen chest seals, so on and so forth. But she took it to like, hey, we're birthing kids. We're, you know, dealing with this and that. Yeah.
Hey, you don't know. I mean, like we said, I mean, our niece is pregnant. If shit hits the fan, then I'm going to be delivering a baby. I mean, I've done it in the back of an ambulance before, so.
The baby ain't staying. She's got the baby bug.
Yeah.
I do. I want another one so bad. And he's like, no.
No.
Yeah, going through 2020 made me want to too. I like really did. I really did.
Y'all are crazy. Okay. So I got a 19-year-old. I got a 14-year-old. All right.
Well, she'll be 14 in July.
Right. Then I have a 5-year-old. I done reset my freedom clock once.
No, sir. It makes sense. It makes sense to have one more.
No, it don't. You got a cat. You got 2 dogs.
And
You
5
got a whole
babies.
lot of preps. You don't need nothing else. If it eats or craps, it costs money. I'm trying to
True.
retire by 55.
Man, I want to retire at 55. I'm afraid we'll be working forever.
Ugh. But luckily, I'm a stay-at-home mom now.
Awesome.
I left my director job at the assisted living facility I was at, and that was the greatest thing I ever did because it was just getting worse and worse there, and the stress was just getting ridiculous. But I left there. He went back to work, and there you go. Oh, look at Kat. Well, I'm glad that she survived that. But he said no more. 13, 10, 2, and 1. I do not blame you.
Yeah. See, I was out on medical leave, and she called me, and my medical leave was still iffy. I mean, I can argue with my doctor and say, screw you, I've done what you've asked, blah, blah, blah. She called me, she said, hey, if I don't get the hokey pokey by Halloween, they're going to terminate my job.
Yeah, because they were forcing me to get the vax, and I'm like, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Not happening. Construction sites, they don't care. You come on home, it costs me $700 a month to put my son in daycare.
Yeah, that
So,
is crazy.
I mean, that,
And he hated it
That's-
anyway. He hated it. Like, he would literally exorcist crawl across the floor to get back to me. Like,
I mean, that's a week's worth of work there. Come home to hot food every night, clean work clothes every night. That's another
his
week's
lunch
worth of
packed
work.
every day.
Exactly.
He's spoiled.
The best thing I can tell everybody, and I got the hiccups. It sucks. Best thing I can tell everybody, get out of debt. Because we wouldn't have the freedom we have. We wouldn't be able to do what we do if the house wasn't paid for.
Now,
sure.
granted, we are getting into debt with the building, but it's not a huge debt. It's something that we can pay off pretty quick, and then we won't have anything but a car payment. So,
I mean, you have to have your car and this, that, and the other. But, I mean, literally, our
just
total out the bills, total out the doors, maybe $1,000, $1,200 a month.
Wow.
I bring home like $1,200 a week.
That's
So
nice.
that gives us
gives us
X
prep
amount
money.
of- exactly. I mean, I would say something if we were strapped. I mean, my old lady just spent like $500 on the gun. She bought the gun, she bought the clip, she bought the holster, and she didn't say nothing about me buying 1,000 rounds. So, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, like going to Restaurant Depot, you know, I bought 400 pounds of food. You know, nobody says anything. Best thing to do is get out of that cycle.
And I will say the only thing about my gun that is a little bit concerning with the PSA dagger, if you do buy one, it does not have a safety because
Yes.
it's a Glock. It's the Gen 3 Glock copy, and it has no safety. So I have to be extremely careful when I'm carrying and with my 5-year-old around me because he is obsessed with guns and knives.
Yeah.
He's all boy.
So what's probably going to happen is you're going to go to like a M&P Shield 9mm or a
Yeah.
XD Hellcat, and that will be the put in the car, leaving the glove box, You really need to go down and shoot your sister-in-law's new 380 she
Yeah.
just got.
I really want a Kimber, but I don't want to pay Kimber price.
You saying to go get
I'm
your
not gonna pay
sister-in-law's.
Kimber
It was
prices. I've had two
You did.
custom carries, and I don't like Kimbers. There's too many switches and safety switches and this and that. I'm a big fan of 911s or 1911s.
Yeah.
But like the one Dad has, that R1,
Yeah.
and then he has the R1 Compact. Those are good shooting
I
guns.
love 1911s. They're just big.
You want me to tell you what I don't like about 1911s? 7+1.
Yeah.
My Ruger has 17+1.
Mine's 15+1.
Exactly.
So,
So why would you buy a gun that has a third of the available capacity?
right.
Right.
I still love
Yeah.
my Mossberg home defense shotgun, though.
That's a porch sweeper.
Yeah,
Anybody hears that thing rack, they better get out of the way.
exactly.
I mean,
Most of the time, that's all you have to do. Like, if
Yeah.
somebody's trying to get in and they hear that shotgun, yeah. They're not going to hang around.
yeah.
I mean, they
Mama,
might be if they're completely out of their mind and own something or whatever, then they're not going to leave here alive.
Yeah, on their way to their grave.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because when it comes to me and my babies and, my old man, I'm going to shoot first and ask questions later.
Mhm.
I mean, that's all there is to it. I'm not going to hesitate.
Feel
She's
you.
violent.
Feel you.
I'm violent. That's what he said.
So he married you, one of your perfect.
Right. See, I'm
Mhm.
pro purge, so I mean,
She gonna go down there tomorrow, run 500 rounds through that 9mm at my brother's range, just because.
Yeah, it's nice. That'll be a fun time.
right. And we're also, because you have to get your concealed carry renewed every 3 years. So,
Mhm.
We got to go back to school.
Cool. So what's on the plan for the weekend?
work at the farm. We got to clear off some more land, cut some more trees, get some brush out the way, some stumps, this, that, and the other. And I don't know what he's shaking his head no for.
Fencing.
Oh, we got to
We
fence
got
the.
5 acres to fence in.
They
You
have
know,
5 acres to fence in.
You not remember the bull jumping the fence and us running
Oh,
through the woods all
no.
weekend trying to catch a bull?
Big,
Yeah.
like 1,200-pound bull.
Oh, those are scary.
Well, thank you, Kat. Whereabouts are you in South Carolina? Like, are you closer to the North Carolina line or? I mean, y'all can talk. I was just asking him a question.
But when I talk, they don't hear you. They don't hear her. You got to take turns.
True. It's hard to take turns though because there's a lag, you know. So I try to wait and then yeah.
You should have went to junior cotillion finishing and learn all the forks and this and that and the other.
Have you met anybody in our community? Have you guys met anybody yet? Like other
Not yet.
no.
Me and my brother,
Yeah.
my brother is part of a local prepper network.
Is it PrepperNet?
I don't.
It's
We
something
don't
like that.
discuss stuff like that on the internet. I don't know, but he's part of 3 or 4 groups, and his main objective is to find barter people. You know, we're going to be here. There's going to be 24 of us. We're all armed and tactically trained. So if you want to bring stuff from your farm here to trade, we will be here.
Yeah.
Outside of our perimeter. They will not be inside of it.
Yeah.
Shoot, no, that's what I'm for. Anyway, so, you know, he's already talking. He's already building a network. Because honestly, if you think it's going to be you and 3 other people and you're going to survive, you're a dead person. Because there's going to be something you forgot. There's going to be something somebody has to offer. So we all prep barter items, you know, cigarettes, alcohol, extra ammo, extra food. I even know one person that is prepping different size diapers, wipes, formula, gas drops, so on and so forth for people that are pregnant. You know, if you're scared, I know there's the big, we don't talk about our preps. We don't do this. You know, don't show anybody your food pantry. I understand that. But if nobody knows you're there, you have available items, how are you going to trade with anybody? I mean, my brother's the one who changed my opinion on it, you know, because we got medical people, we've got military people, we've got farming people, we've got all these corners covered. And literally just on the farm, it's going to take 16 people to protect the perimeter. So that's 8-day shift, 8-night shift. So that's why we decided to exfil to there, because he doesn't have enough people.
Yeah.
He doesn't have enough people with skills. I mean, you know, but if you're not talking to people and finding the prepared mindset people, who are you going to trade with? Somebody going to say, oh, what? I knew this girl, she don't live but 10, 15 miles from here. You know, maybe she's got something we can trade or this, that, and the other. Because everybody goes exorbitantly overboard on one certain prep, whether it's ammo, guns, food, accessories, camp stoves, lanterns, this, that,
Batteries, blah, blah, blah.
battery, exactly, flashlights, ways to heat, everybody picks their little niche. And yeah, like my brother's guns. That's what he likes. Now, he also stores thousands of pounds of food, but guns is his forte. See, me, I am more of a tools, gardening tools, camping accessories, so on and so forth. We still cover our food. But if you come up and tell me, hey, I've got a 598 Mossberg tactical shotgun, if you have a way for me to cook food, well, I have 19 ways for you to cook food. You pick whichever one you want, and I'll give me a shotgun.
That's smart.
You have to be in some sort of network. And at some point, you have to start talking security with said networks. Because if they get overrun and they're exfilling, then they can come to your place add numbers to your group. And so then when said horde gets to this position, now they're fighting twice as many, you know. It's just all different things to think about, you know.
Anybody's welcome to hop up here. Just I think I can only have 6.
Anybody but Hutch. I don't like man buns.
I don't even know who's all in here. You can't really go by the counter thing because it says 3, and if that was the case, Niecy wouldn't be here. Cat without the hat wouldn't be here. It'd just be us.
Did I just leave?
You just left.
Oh, I'll fix it in a minute. Hang on.
I was like, oh, it's just me and Kendall.
I'll be back.
That's nice. I stayed home with my daughter until she went to first grade. So.
Oh, that's what. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, I wish I would have got to do that with my daughter, but I'm getting to do it with my son. But I just wish I'd have been able to do it with her.
It says I ain't but 2 people watching. Y'all ain't got nobody. Might as well shut this thing down. Who else?
We cool.
We
can just us.
Exactly. We ain't worried about nobody else.
Angry's live. Oh, yeah. Angry Bear, Timcast, and Prepper Tribe.
Tribe's not live.
Let's see. 13 minutes ago, live. Angry Prepper. He's sponsoring Angry Prepper with Carbon Cube.
He's watching Angry.
Yeah. So, yeah, you got 3 of the big dogs live. That's what you're dealing with.
We just wanted to hang out. We wanted to see
if I
could get on here and do it. Let me try. I want to try doing a few things.
See, Niecy's here with us. And see.
That's because Niecy wants a kitten.
Niecy does want a kitten. Kendall might want a kitten too.
I don't know what you just said. I can't press buttons.
Oh, somebody's coming in.
Can you hear me?
The man that left.
Hey, honey. He's back.
Hold the applause, y'all.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I don't know. I definitely want to make the chicken broth. I'm glad that I can reach out to you now. So in the middle of it, if I'm like, okay, I don't trust my friend, I don't know that she knows what she's doing, I'm gonna be like, help us just out.
Yeah, you can, and we can actually use like Google Duo and FaceTime, while we're doing it. That way, if you need help,
Yeah. I mean, I was going to get like on the Canimals with them, but like I've been watching them and like I had my notebook out. I filled like 3.5 pages of stuff. Just like I need to go back through it and take some stuff out, just like reminders. I think I'm going to have to like write it down, like do this and then do this and cross it off as I go so I don't forget something. But then like I was watching, I went back and I watched Tribes live when him and Niecy were canning, and like he was having, because he has one of those stoves that has and he was having a hard time to keep it at that pressure or whatever, and so he had to, I don't know, I don't understand it, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm like, oh God, I hope nothing like that happens. So I'm so glad that this is not just like one of my friends, it's like one of my besties. Like I had no idea she did this. Like I'm so ecstatic. So I feel pretty, confident, like, I'm going to learn, but if she doesn't do it like everybody else that I've seen on YouTube, I'm going to be like, girl, where's the vinegar to wipe down the lids?
Exactly. You got to wipe down the whole rim, everything, make sure there's nothing on there or it will not seal.
Yeah. The Ball Canning book is a good recipe book.
It is.
But when you get, they go by FDA regulations. It says, you can't can hot dogs. Okay. I've eaten canned hot dogs.
Yeah.
I've canned hot dogs. It is definitely a viable option. You know, stuff like that. Uh, I've been canning for years, long before I met her, and I'm scared to death to go on the cannibals. I just, yeah,
Well, I mean, everybody has their own way of canning anyway. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing, but it's just everybody has their own thing. Like we might not wash our jars if they come straight out the pack. I mean, they're brand new, but 9 times out of 10 we do wash them anyway. But if we're in a hurry, we're trying to get something canned, we know they're clean. So, and then
Are
other people would be like, "Oh no, you can't do that."
the one thing you got to think about, if you're pressure canning, you are completely sterilizing everything.
Yeah,
Like, if not, it would grow penicillin and fungus and gonosyphica herpelitis
dumb.
and so on and so forth. You know, but when you pressurize it and can it, internal temperature, I mean, that's better than boiling. So, you know.
Nisi, I think Michael has done like the Rebel Cannon, or seen them, but I'm not sure.
I
And
canned everything.
I mean, yeah, we've canned everything. Like when I used to work, like I said, I was a director over that assisted living place. I would bring home all these leftovers because I was over the entire kitchen. I was the director of that, and I would have pork chops left over. Bring them home, throw them in the canner. I'd have chicken left over, throw it in the canner. Barbecue. We had brisket.
Pie.
Had shepherd's pie. We put that in the canner.
Nice.
I mean, that's one thing I do miss about my job, bringing home all the extra food
Yeah.
and us being able to can it. But I mean, we're doing fine, and I'm happier being at home. So
For sure. It's a lot of work. It's
it
a lot
is.
of work.
It is. It's exhausting. I mean, it really is.
I will tell people the first thing you need to do before you ever start canning, before you ever start doing X, Y, and Z, buy a deep freeze. I don't care. My deep freeze is in my living room.
Yeah. It's right beside. Don't pay attention to all the blankets, but yeah.
Yeah.
That looks like mine right beside me.
Right.
So,
I mean, we do, and it's full right now, and we're not complaining about that, but we're trying to get the meat that's in there out, thawed, canned, and then restock.
Exactly.
So
that's the process. You go to the supermarkets in the morning, get everything that's on sale.
Yep.
Stock it in the deep freeze.
Nisi, all we have to, I'm sorry, baby. All we have to do is Google Duo, and me, you, and Michael can get you making ghee in no time.
So I'll tell you, I had two. So when all of this happened at the beginning of 2020, I had one. So my daddy used to get, I have 3 older sisters. For Christmas, he'd give each of us a quarter of a cow. So
nice.
So I would have enough, it's just me and P, my daughter now. So like I would have enough meat to feed us for the whole year.
That's
and
awesome.
Then, I would run out of like roast, and I could almost make the steaks stretch the whole year because, we didn't eat them that often. But
right.
So when he passed, we started like packaging our own meat and stuff. We'd go buy it in bulk, and then I'd come home and I'd put it, wrap it up, and we'd freeze it. So that's kind of what I've been doing. But anyway, I went off here for a second. But so when all this happened, I got another freezer so I could fill that one. And what I really wanted was one of those great big ones, like my parents always had one out in the garage. Like I wanted to get one of those. It's not feasible where I live to have one of those right now. So, I just had these two, like they're like 7, whatever.
Hey, that's better than nothing. I mean,
But let me tell you what happened. Okay, so I got that. So my one freezer that I had got many years ago, and I've had it forever. That's what I would just fill that with all the meat from my daddy. And then, in 2020, I bought another one so I could have, like just stuff because there wasn't stuff in the shelves. And so, I, like 7 months ago, I come home and I went because I had like one meat freezer and then I had one freezer that just had like air fryer stuff and like, Presley's pizza roll or pizza rolls and stuff like that.
right.
And like, full of just stuff like that. And I came home to go get some pizza rolls out and I lost my freezer.
Oh no.
Yes. So, I mean, there was probably, I don't even know how many hundreds of dollars were in there, but I was like, that's it. That's it. It disgusts me enough that, like, I just have the one now and, like, I'm going to start canning and I'm, like, not going to do that again. I don't think. I think for me personally, my choice, like, I just don't think I want to get another freezer. After losing it, it was heartbreaking, just
Oh yeah.
it was so I'm like, okay, I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that shit anymore. I'm just got my one freezer.
Yeah. I want one of the big stand up. It's like a refrigerator, but it's a whole freezer.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear
I
me
think
talking?
No.
we
I
couldn't
can hear you because I'm in here, but
My
I couldn't
earbuds.
hear you.
oh, his earbuds died.
Oh.
I'm sure you can hear him. Well, no, I don't know. He's gonna recharge them. So, but anyway, I could not imagine walking like coming home and everything be gone. Like,
I don't get in there every day, and like I don't check it every day. And it was like I need to do that every day with my other one because like I could have like ran out, bought another one, and and it was too late. Like
yeah,
I think I had like I don't something in there that I was able there was a couple things that I was able to save that were still cold that like but I
it's still
lost them.
heartbreaking.
It was like I didn't cry but like my insides like hurt.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think Mr. Plummer would have a come apart. Like yeah, but I saw. I'm not sure what size it was at our Walmart recently. It was like how big is the freezer we have, baby? Hold on, he's doing something. Anyway, we have a deep freezer here, and it's probably half the size of that one. And I think they had it on sale at Walmart for like $190. So we might get that one. I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah, that's
Am
really
I echoing on y'all's end?
yeah. Hmm.
I think it's me. And
I don't hear it anymore.
Okay, I think he's got it figured
Oh,
out.
I hear it again.
Oh, he's gone.
Something to do with the headphones.
Something with his headphones or something.
Hmm. What flavor are you vaping today?
Uh, blueberry custard.
Mm.
Literally, it tastes like ice cream without the calories.
Nice. I did get that blood red, um, the blood red one that you told me to get.
Oh yeah, how was it?
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
I mean, it was okay, but it just, I don't know. I'm like
Just not your thing.
I'm such a vape snob. Like, I'm such a vape snob. Yeah, just wasn't it. But I'm
My
glad I have it for backup.
Yeah. I also have the Pennywise is one of my favorites. And then I have blueberry raspberry slushy. Um, this one, and I have coffee. And that's about it right now. I need to get more. I know you got tons.
Mhm. Tons. I mean, I do. Like, I have been trying because the one that I used to, like, I
Yeah.
just got like tired of it, and then it was like it made me feel like I needed it more, and like I felt like I was like really, like I
Yeah.
had it all day long, and I was puffing on it. It was just like, oh, I need to,
I
I
think
started vaping to stop smoking, and it's been like 2 years or whatever. So now I'm like, I need to stop vaping. You know.
yeah, my sanity needs it.
Hmm. I
I
feel you.
think I think the salt, because the one I have in here now is the salt. I think it's more addicting than like the freebase.
Mhm.
That's just me though. It feels like I use it.
Freebase.
No, I don't freebase
Freebase
cocaine.
cocaine.
Uh, this one, the freebase is just straight nicotine, no salt, no nothing. I feel like I vape more when I use the salt.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's just more. Oh, he's waiting to come in. My bad. There we go.
Now that I work
Um,
at home, I definitely am like hitting that all the time because I'm at
yeah,
home, and like when I was in the office, I couldn't do that. But now that I work at home, I definitely have
right.
increased. I keep, I was like, okay, I must stop. I must stop. I'm not ready. It's like giving up cigarettes, but like now that I haven't smoked for so long, like, I smell it and I don't like it. I don't like it. I
Right.
don't like the smell of it. But I used to like it was my favorite thing to come home, go have some smokes, talk on the phone with my girlfriends, and now it's just like I'm just gonna sit in my living room and vape and watch all the YouTubers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we do. Like he'll sit, he'll go to the back door and smoke, and then like I'll just be vaping wherever because it's don't smell like cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I will say, the easy way to mitigate losing a freezer, I take every freezer I get and I fill up 2 liter bottles of water and I layer the whole bottom layer. That way, if the power goes out or whatever, nobody's opening up the freezer dies, whatever. I have 60 pounds of ice in it, keep everything froze, and then, I mean, if you're not in your freezer every day and your freezer craps out, at least then you have, you know, 3 or 4 days to kind of mitigate the problem.
Yeah. It's your choice, Nisi. You do you, girl. It's okay. I used to.
I smoke. It
I
don't
mean,
bother me.
if I'm drinking, then I'll like smoke some of his cigarettes.
Mhm.
But since I've been vaping, I try to smoke a cigarette and it just smells. I mean, it's not the same.
It
I
took
don't
me to
smoke for
vape.
me. I don't smoke for me. I smoke to keep me from snapping stupid people's necks. I mean,
He's
that's
not
it.
lying. He's not lying.
I feel you.
I mean,
I take nerve pills and vape for that.
and see, I don't have no nerve pills. So to keep me from killing helpers and this, that, and the other, I smoke my cigarettes.
Yeah. Hmm. It took me to like vape to like, because smoking cigarettes never bother me. Like the smell never bothered me. But now that I've been vaping for 2 years, it like is like tough. You
It's
know,
just different. I
it
mean,
is. Hmm.
I'll still smoke some of his occasionally, but it's just not I don't know.
I haven't. I like once I started vaping, I never had another cigarette ever.
I'll be rolling around 485, and you'll see a big old cloud. It looks like they're fogging for mosquitoes, you know. And all of a sudden, 80 mile an hour, you get a big old whiff of blueberry muffins. I'm like, really, y'all?
Hey, it's better than smelling something else. I mean,
I mean,
you are a plumber.
yeah, but they used to be a whole pride in construction work. I mean, I pipe welded for years, you know. Now you see guys come out of the porta john with their little hand sanitizer on their belt loop. You know, they're scared to death of a pack of Marlboro Reds. You know, it's instead of big old diesel trucks and campers and Harleys on the weekend, they driving them little old Priuses and little Hondas, got them little old fart can mufflers on them. They ain't no driving construction work no more. None.
Oh my lord.
You're a Marlboro Red smoker?
No, he does not
I
smoke
was.
cowboy killers anymore. That's what you smoked?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
We just got done with that run.
Hey.
so one thing I did do, and my old lady looked at me kind of weird because I only had 3 quarts of pork roast to put in there. I put 4 more quarts of water. Well, why do you need canned water? My water comes out of a Berkey, so it's 99.9% pure. And then if I can it, then I have sterile water. So if you have to wash a wound, do this, do that, in a medical emergency, now you just go pop the lid off the jar
Mm-hmm.
and you're good. If you have to irrigate somebody's eye or whatever, you ain't gonna get a pink eye or something.
That's another thing, Kendall, because Kat put, sad but true former pipe fitter. Get you a pipe fitter. You know they can lay pipe good. Just saying.
Hey, pipe welders do it in all positions with 100% penetration. That's just where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
Now you see why I married him. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Oh goodness.
He cracks me up. He keeps me laughing.
I'm sorry. I wish I could figure out how to get this. I'm gonna try it one more time.
What is it you're trying to do?
I'm trying to get chat up on my iPad and it just doesn't work.
I can't remember how to do it.
Like I can click on it and like it'll take me to this and I can see it, but I don't know how to have this up and like because I can't see you right now. I can just see
Yeah, it'll do that. You won't be able to see like the people, but you'll be able to see the chat. You just have to kind of go back and forth.
right. So if I was doing it on my phone instead of on my
Yeah.
iPad, I would be able to see everything like I normally do when I'm when I'm watching live.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dang it. I thought about doing my phone, but I was like, oh, it's my first time. I feel like I need to have my big iPad out here.
Nisi said to pull it up on YouTube on a separate device. So pull it up on your phone.
Well, I do. I have it on my phone.
Oh, okay.
But like, I think it'll be better because next time I'll have something here beside my iPad because it's like down here. My iPad's up here.
Yeah.
And I don't have anything to set behind there. Otherwise, I'd have to get up and leave you. But
Kat, that's true. He welds also.
yeah, I'm sorry I've missed everything you said, Nisi. Nisi and Tribe, my forever friends now. I'm so glad that, I found them through Native. That's how I found them. And, Tribe's such a dope dude.
I don't even know where I went, y'all. I hit a wrong button and I was gone. So, but I'm back.
Lord. Did you go to the Antifa camp?
No, sir.
Okay. We have a tight knit community. I'm not gonna lie. I've been around prepper channels for years,
Mhm.
and this is the first time between native, backwoods, pissing out the truck bed.
Hey, shut the door.
Why?
Because the cat. That's why. Sorry, my cat about got
And
out, and I don't need any more kittens.
and Tribe, Niecy, Ghost, Native and Ghost and Jeep are all very local. Carpenter Self Reliance is, an hour or so down the road. We, it's a very, very tight knit community, and I've never found this. If you go back and watch, I was at Prepper Nation when he had 200 subscribers, and I was a big supporter of John and Prepper Nation
We
up
both
until
were, but
up until the whole, Clanger incident, and these people got something to say, and then people got something to say, and this, that, and the other. So then I just exited stage left. I ain't got nothing else to say about it.
Yeah.
But like the reality of it is, like Ghost, he's real as it gets. Native, he's as real as it gets. And the thing I like about Native is, like, the morning shows they've done, which he has took a hiatus. If you watched his live last night, he just took a hiatus, and I completely understand, because sometimes you just need to step back and do what you got to do. But
yeah.
If you the only thing you watch is news, and the only thing you watch is, like, prime example, Full Spectrum Survival. Is the guy a bad guy? I have no idea. Is the guy, trying to sell stuff or this? I have no idea. I watched 3 or 4 videos, and it's the whole world's coming crashing down today. And I quit watching it because I've got enough stress on my shoulders. I'm trying to prep for all of us, other people, this, that, and the other. 2 or 3 locations worked out and everything. I just don't, we can watch the news, we can watch this, we can do that and everything else. But the reality of it is, you can only stretch your money as far as your paycheck allows.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, luckily us, our house paid for, this, that, and the other. We're in a very good situation when it comes to prepping long term. I was looking last night on like $2,000 solar systems for the barn. We also have infrastructure already set up from my brother for meat rabbits, quail, meat chickens, laying chickens, pigs, cows, so on and so forth. So we're ahead of the curve, so to speak. But the reality of it is, there's a lot of channels that come out, and you have to do this now, and you have to do this now, and you have to do this now. Well, I mean, my God, I spent $1,000 in one weekend putting my kid in softball. I
And
mean,
we're not saying, for everybody that's watching and this, that, and other, we're not saying go out and spend $2,000 on a solar panel. If you can't do it, don't do it.
Yeah.
there's
Do what
ways.
you can.
The one thing I've learned through all my years of pipe work is, if you set a set of blueprints down in front of one foreman and then hand them off to 9 other foremen, you're going to get 10 different ways to accomplish the exact same thing. In all reality, so you really do not have to play X, Y, and Z by the book. You can come up with your own agenda. You can come up with your own plans, this, that, and the other. People that I have seen especially getting into the prepping community now, are scared to death. Because what you see is, and I'm not saying it's fear mongering. I'm not, because they're telling the truth. They're telling what's really going on in the world.
Mhm.
But people that were completely absent for the first 5 years, now it's all overwhelming and this and that and the other. I mean, the first thing that anybody in the prepping community should do is a deep freezer. The second thing is square away your water. Get a Berkey, get a Alexa Pure, get, anything that you can get disposable cartridges for, and square away your water. If you have a way to filter water, you have a way to live. Even
Get
if
you a
it's,
rain catch system, something.
yeah, even if it's a case of Sawyer Minis. I mean, they're rated for what, 1,000, 1,200 gallons. I mean,
Mhm.
as long as you know what to do. And the other thing is go to a big box store. People say, "Oh, well, you're my brother's a small business owner.
Mhm.
We have always been around small businesses. We always support small businesses, so on and so forth. But at some point, you have to say, do I get X bang for X buck at said small business? I drive 14 miles to go buy local milk from a creamery right here because that's what my son likes, and that's where
It's the
I get.
best. Like their cream that they have there, like you actually have to knock the fat, like butter type, off the top.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's the local dairy farm, and you go get the milk, you go get the chocolate milk, you go get this, you get the ice cream while you're there, and so on and so forth. But it is a 28-mile round trip, you know.
Mhm.
But the reality of it is everybody should have a membership to Costco or Sam's Club or BJ's or some place where they can go buy existential large bulk goods
Hmm.
for cheaper
Well,
than what you buy them at Walmart.
Walmart is also starting to sell more bulk type stuff. They have like a certain aisle dedicated to that.
Mhm.
Hey, Jeep, neighbor.
Yeah, I definitely I'm a pretty spiritual person, and I think that you know, everything that has happened over the last 2 years, Native's one of my friends.
Hmm.
He's my friend. I can email him some crazy stuff and he'll be like, all right, girl, chill, you know? And
Yeah,
then I'll be like, can you just pretend I had said that last one or whatever? But I consider him I have my friends and, I have,
right.
people from, back home, and then, you have those few people in your life that are going to be your forever friends. And I feel like Native saying hi to me that day in that chat. And I was like, who in the heck is that? And going to his channel and subscribing to that. And then going to and finding Tribe and Nisi through
Hmm.
you Native and Tribe and Nisi. Love them. Forever friends. Hopefully you guys are going to
Oh
be my
yeah,
forever friends too.
of course.
But I just feel Native talks about it a lot. God puts so many people in your life and these things are, and I totally believe that. When he says that, I totally believe it. Brings people into our life for a reason. And I feel over the last 2 years, the people that I used to hang out with and, do stuff and bad choices that I would make, I feel like more people are I connect with them more in this
Hmm.
community because they're like-minded people where I don't have a lot of that in our day-to-day life.
Oh yeah,
Right.
we totally feel that because
Well, look at me, for example. Before me and her got together, if I had a babysitter, because, I had custody of the kids, Then I was going to the bar, I was going out with my friends, I was doing this, I was doing that. You know, once you start diverting into this community, then you can be in here standing. I mean, old lady texts Niecy probably 100 times a day. She probably talks to her more than she talks to me. She probably talks to my sister-in-law more than she talks to me. You know.
Lies. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Anyway, that's how I know where everything's on sale and this and that and how to do this and this, that, and the other is because she been talking to people the whole time I work. You know, once you get into this community and ingrained where people are shooting you emails, people are text messaging you, hey, if you have a rural team within driving distance, you need to go do this. You know, the reality of it is with the plans that are in place and this, that, and the other, you know, I mean, I would venture to say probably only 20% of the population is going to survive. I mean, and that's a stretch. You know, I would think 10%. I mean, we're not looking at anything that people hadn't already said. Go look at the Georgia Guidestones. You know, the reality of it is, are you the person that's going to say, hey, you know, we're not going to go to Red Lobster this week. Or, you know, it's payday, we're not going to CC's and going bowling this week. And so on and so forth, just to get what you need done.
Yeah.
You know, we have backups on backups. But the reality of it is, like, our growing season's 7 months long, 213 days. Well, except for radishes, which are ready in 30 days, 31 days. Everything else takes 2 months. You know, greens, this, that, and the other takes 2 months. So, literally, to get from point A to point B, you should have 1 year worth of food. Because what if your garden craps out? I mean, the Southwest has been in the worst drought it's ever been in. You know, now we're looking at fertilizer shortages and this, that, and the other. I mean, who's to say what you plan to grow and what you grow are the same thing? You know.
Kim's over there worried about her hair. You
Oh,
good,
Lord.
girl?
I wasn't really looking at myself, but I am now.
But, you know, people say, oh, well, I'm going to hunt, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Well, so's the other 3 million people. So the wild game aspect goes out the window.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, but when you sit back and look at calories and this and do the math, you know, it can be very scary. You know, me and my brother sat down and figured it up for our 20 people that are going to be there. And only like 8 of those people are useful. Because the others are kids, grandkids, you know, people too young to give said task and do this. So, but it was going to be 15,000 pounds a year, 14,800 pounds, you know, of just beans and rice to survive, to have the security aspect, so on and so forth. And then when you step back and figure it up,
each person
is a 27 by 27 garden spot.
Mm-hmm.
So
That means we need 4 acres of garden, you know, that are productive, like 100% productive,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
And
like
we
extremely well managed, you know.
Right. And we have, here in North Carolina, you know, we have wild mushrooms, we have morels,
we
have,
um,
you know, wild fruit trees, we have other starches like arrowroot, arrowroot rise, you know, it's all down the river banks and everything else, you know. But it also comes with a deal where if you eat too much of it, it can cause gastric distress. So, you know, you start looking into X, Y, and Z. I mean, SHTF happens. Everybody needs to have a year's worth of food. I mean, right then. Because who's to say that your gardening aspects this year pan out? If they don't pan out, then you have 5 months in winter to come up with a better plan.
Yeah.
So
You really need to be one gardening season in the hole. You need to reap everything from the garden, can everything, preserve everything, and then the next year after canning season, hunting season, then see where you're at. So everybody really needs to have 1 year worth of food,
Yeah.
At least.
you know, because there's no guarantee.
Yeah.
I mean,
And you're right, Kat. I mean, 1 acre can grow a lot. You know, if that's all that you have, plant the most that you can on that 1 acre.
the only issues I have with 1 acre, you can grow a lot of food. You can grow a lot of food on 1 acre. My dad, his garden spot is like 100% topsoil, and it's 100 by 150.
Mm-hmm.
And he would grow enough to feed all of us every year. You know, they would can stuff, it'd be put up, this, that, and the other, every year. The problem is, where do you get your protein? Because now, your 1 acre is reduced by half to run chicken tractors with meat chickens.
Mm-hmm.
So now you reduce your vegetable intake by half to increase your protein intake. And it takes 8 weeks to turn out meat chickens. So if you do 35-minute meat tractor, you know, and move it every day. All right, so then you got 35 chickens. Well, the next one, you got 35 chickens. Well, that's 70 chickens. Well, I've never raised chickens where I didn't lose some. Where something didn't get into the pen, a fox killed, or through,
A
you know,
skunk or
so on
anything.
and so forth. So if you do 2 runs of meat chickens, 16 weeks, you know, 8 weeks apiece, not counting brooding, this, that, and the other, you're looking at 1 chicken a week for protein supplement. So,
Yep.
I mean, if you have a lot of deer, you have a lot of squirrels, you know, meat rabbits are great. They produce a whole lot, but they're a whole lot of work.
Hey, Tribe.
You know, you go back to the egg chicken, the laying chicken, you know, 4 eggs a day supplements your protein. So if you keep your eggs, your laying chickens in set location on 1 acre, and
feeding them scraps out of the yard.
The root bundles, stalks and stems, this, that, and the other. I really don't see an issue of feeding a family on an acre of land if you do it the right way.
Right.
I mean, where we're at is more of a mass production. We want 1,000-pound hogs, 1,500-pound Angus. We're doing the meat chickens and the meat rabbits
And the quails and
quails. Yes, quails don't have the protein
they don't, but
most people think.
at least they're there.
Here's the ticket with quail. One, you don't have to preserve their eggs. Their body temperature is over like 104 degrees. So their eggs never make salmon milk. So you cannot get sick even if eating raw quail eggs. So between the quail eggs, the quail meat is only 197 calories per pound, which is a tenth of beef. Beef's like 1,100. Pork's 975. So, quail is not viable for meat production, but for egg production, and they do a whole lot of humping, and they do a whole lot of reproduction. And so, if I got 8-9 quail, get my 1,000, then there you go. I mean, because they reproduce like nobody's business.
And them things are fast.
Do you clean the animals? Who cleans the animals?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you clean them? Both of you?
No.
I haven't. I have not.
I can do that.
I have not done the chicken. I have skinned deer.
Me too.
She ain't skinned no deer with me. I skin deer the easy way. I hang them up by the head. I skin them. I cut it around my neck. I put a golf ball under the skin. Take the cable of my four-wheeler, hook it to it, and peel them like a banana. I mean, that's just the way I do it.
I did it old school.
Yeah, screw all that. I tried skinning some of them little 300-pound pigs David had with fillet knives and this. No, it's a bad idea. Anyway, so, but like quails are the easiest thing in the world to clean. You literally grab the head,
You're
grab the
echoing.
feet.
Nisi just told me.
Oh. Anyway.
Maybe only
If
one of
you
you can talk. Why the other one's talking, the other one has to mute. Maybe it's just picking
Maybe
up.
let me mute.
Maybe that's why. I mean, I don't know.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
So, if you grab a quail by the feet and by the head and yank at the same time, you just gutted it, decapitated it. Then all you have to do is take your butcher shears, cut the skin, and peel all the feathers off. Now you have a quail body ready to go on the grill, bacon wrapped, stuffed with onions, so on and so forth. We have all the meat processing capabilities we need. We used to process all of our own deer, all of our own pork, this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very valuable lesson to learn. Because literally, like, first 3 or 4 pigs we done,
Mm-hmm.
we threw away all the lard. This is not good for anything. Well, then the last 3 pigs we done, we rendered all the lard and canned all the grease. Just like tallow and this and that and the other. Meat chickens, I mean, honestly, I'd spatchcock them. I would butcher them, cut them in half chicken, and they make those the bags that you throw half chicken in and dip it down in boiling water and it seals it. And then put it in the freezer. And then you have the wing tips, the legs, the neck, the backbone, and all to make all your broth with.
Yeah.
We talked about it the other day. Is I'm gonna bring my tamale pots because my old lady got that Spanish in her. Got to have tamale pots around here. So, but we're gonna bring tamale pots down there, and the next time they butcher chickens, we're gonna stay up for a day and a half and make chicken broth and can 15 runs of chicken broth because they've just been wasting. It's just I mean, we're getting ready to go back to the Great Depression period where nobody wasted anything.
That's how I
You know,
feel.
I got told by my grandpa who lived through the Great Depression period, said, there's a house, this, that, and the other. They burnt the house to the ground, then went through it with a rake, got all the nails out because that was back when they used cut nails, like, they weren't like, melt form nails, they were actually cut out of metal. Took them, straightened them all out, heated them back up in a fire, and then dumped old motor oil all over them to quench them. That way they could use them to build another house. I mean, could you imagine going to a burnt down house and raking through trying to find nails or screws or I mean, you hear them talk about, their normal everyday lives from people that grew up. My grandpa was born in 1919. My grandma was born in 1924. So they literally lived through the brunt of the Depression, And the problem is you get into that cycle of, hard times create strong men create good times create weak men create hard times. Because, like, we never wanted or needed for anything. Like, my grandma could fix any clothing issue we had. There were deep freezers full of food. They raised enough garden every year to feed us all winter. They raised enough meat every year to feed us, so on and so forth. People do not realize that that's what we're going back to. The problem we have is fighting over land mass because back then the population was, 18% of what it is now. So there was land. There was, hey, nobody uses this land over here. We're going to put meat goats on it. Or, hey, we're going to put our chicken coop over here across the road. Why not? There ain't nobody over there. And now you've got housing developments and this and that and the other, and nobody has room to grow meat and, hang clothes out on the line and do this and do that, It's going to get interesting. That's for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that we're definitely heading in I mean, who knows? Who really knows? But it just, it feels so ominous all the time. Like, I feel ominous when I walk in the stores. It's very ominous. I'm like, oh, just feels, it's just like a feeling, it's like, yeah, that mother's intuition. You kind of just feel like something's coming.
I just can't get over the fact that people still can't see, like, the things that are happening. Like, how is it that we can see it, but everybody else is just blind?
But, I kind of feel like, they were even like, I remember, like I told you, that girl at my work, she's the one that, basically alerted me to what was going on. And, at that point, I just went in and was like, oh my gosh, this is not happening. And like, I got our stuff. But like, if she wouldn't have told me that, I totally would have been totally clueless, you
Yeah.
know? And like, even like me trying to tell, like, you know, part of my family, we should maybe do this, you know, even some of them were like, okay,
Oh, some of my family still looks at me that
okay.
way, even now. And that, like I said, that's what breaks my heart the most because I I wish I could afford to prep for all of them too, but I can't. Like I have to focus on me and mine, and it's just I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of the skills that my daddy taught me when I was little, I mean, I was the youngest of four girls. So, you know, my sisters were in the kitchen doing stuff and I was outside, like, you know, doing stuff with him and hunting with him and learning. You know, I was skinning a deer at 4. That is like real life. I had a very sharp knife. And, you know, that was the first time that I was 4 years old. Like, I mean, it was a
Mhm.
different time. You know, we did things. You let kids do stuff. You know, it's not like now. I would have never gave P a knife at 4 years old. But, you know, I was
Right.
My
responsible.
son's 5 and carries a knife every day.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it just probably depends. But, like, I don't know. Times were different, but like a lot of the stuff that I learned back then, like I'm afraid I'm going to have to do it again. And I remember it was like anytime we had to skin something, it just smelled so gross, but like I can do it. I know I can do it. You know,
Well,
if I
see,
have
that's
to hunt,
good. I mean, you have that. That's
I'm not going to
great.
want to, but like I will. I'll do it. Because it's just like, you know, at the beginning of the stream, and I was just like, you know, here in Alaska Prepper, are you going to be able to tell your child, I'm sorry? I was not prepared. I mean, that really did. It really like got me and I was like, you
Yeah.
know, that's what started it for me. It's just hearing somebody say that and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what if something happens?"
I'm so glad that Rudy AP got you on the train, the
It
prepping
did.
train.
Yeah, it did. It took my breath away. I sat up in bed and I was just like I went and I spent a massive amount of money that weekend. Like a massive amount. Like
Yeah.
I am a debt-free person and I've been a debt-free person, but like I put stuff on my cards like more than I was able to pay off because I don't pay interest. I always pay stuff off, but like
Yep.
for like 2 or 3 months, like I was carrying stuff over because I started using my cards more than like I normally would, you know. Normally I just do it to like get gift cards. So, you know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like that's how the rewards are and credit cards. So like, I did stuff like that, but those couple months there, I like spent the money. I kind of regret how I did it, but we had
But
some
at
fun
least
that
you
Well,
day.
have it.
Hmm.
well, if you step back and think, a lot of people go over the threes of prepping, you know, 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food, so on and so forth. The number one thing that gets forgotten out of that acronym is 3 seconds. Because without hope, you have 3 seconds to live, literally. Because if you are sitting here twiddling your thumbs and I have no idea what to do, you're screwed. At least you're moving in the right direction. You have a plan, you have this, you do this, you get, this, that, and the other. Now you're in the same situation where we're in, where we're like, sorting out calorie intakes, rationing food, this, that, and the other. But all the major means are there. You know, if if the balloon goes up tomorrow, you don't have to worry about it. But what 90% of people forget about is the 3 seconds without hope. Because if they, like my kids, if they turn to their daddy and say, okay, we have no power, we have no internet, we have no this, what are we going to do? If I don't have a plan, then we have a major problem. And that goes back to the whole toxic masculinity thing where they've neutered all the men who are not going to stand up and say, hey, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do this. You know, I mean, my niece's boyfriend, he's a bladesmith. He makes custom made knives. So he has a very valuable skill. But does he have enough gumption to say, hey, I don't need to be in here making this knife today. We need to be picking corn. We need to be doing this. We need to be doing that, this, that, and the other. Yeah, the problem is, from the 80s up, they have literally gentrified the whole situation. I mean, we all heard about the Don't Say Gay bill and this, that, and the other, and everything else. But if I expected my old lady, and my old lady can take charge, she's took charge in many situations. I mean, literally, I was sitting in a hospital. I was completely unconscious for 4 days, 11 days. They didn't know whether I was going to make it. She took charge of the kids, this, that, and the other, and we were on vacation. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. She's a very take charge person, and that's what I love about her. Because I don't have to. If I say, honey, we need to look at how much of this we prepped, then I don't get a rebuttal of, hey, I need to go get my nails done. Hey, I need to go get my hair did. No, it's we need to do this. But what I see is all these weak men that have not done the process, that have not seen the devastation. I mean, people say, oh, well, the 80s babies are this, that, and the other. But the reality of it is we made it through the crash of 2008, which was the second greatest recession since 1930s. Now we're looking on the precipice of another great recession that's probably going to be worse than the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
But we've already made it through the housing crash. We've already made it through the great recession, so on and so forth. We're not the lay down kind of people. We've sat back and watched this, like Native, he's same age as me. We've sat back and watched it. So that's the good part about it, is if people are paying attention and people are doing the things, then we do have a resistance versus, I mean, I hate to say it, but like my old lady's grandma, her mom and them, they all from the Walter Cronkite era, the 60 Minutes era. It didn't come out on mainstream media, so it ain't the truth.
Yeah.
Well, we're telling you it's the truth and we're showing you it's the truth, but we're not. They just won't accept it because it's not what they know. They think the television doesn't tell lies. They think the internet doesn't tell lies.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I have a few of those in my family too.
I mean, and that's why I can't get them to prep. Like they just don't. They don't believe it. They think they look at us kind of like we're crazy. When I tell my mom I just bought 100 pounds of rice, she's looking at me like, for what? And I'm like, you don't understand. Like, excuse me. How is it that I'm younger than you and I'm seeing all these signs and I'm trying to do this and I'm trying to do that and I'm trying to tell you and you're just looking at me like I'm crazy.
Mm-hmm.
If I take 2,000 pounds of food and I drop it off at a homeless shelter because we never needed it, then I'm better off, they're better off, everybody's better off. I pray to God what I see coming is not going to get here. I mean, honestly, do I want my family going through that? Do I want my kids going through that? I have a 5-year-old. His innocence amazes me. It literally does. It amazes me because he has no idea anything that's going on in the world. He honestly has come to the conclusion that, hey, buying 15 flats canned goods is normal life. Hey, buying, 400 pounds of dry goods is normal life. When he goes to other people's houses and this, that, and the other. It's like, they don't have any groceries because he's not used to the, hey, can I have sausage, or, hey, make me some grits, or, make me some bacon and eggs, because we have everything. He's not used to that, and if I've wasted thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on all this stuff and I never see the use of it, then I'm happy.
Yeah.
Was it wasted money? It is what it is. But I would rather know that there's a backup plan in place, that there are, so many years worth of food in place, than worry about the well-being of my kids, the well-being of my wife. I mean, if it's all for nothing, then it is what it is. I mean, I remember when Y2K and all that hit, my parents lost like $50,000 in the stock market overnight in their, 401ks and IRAs and Roth accounts and this, that, and the other. If they burnt $40,000, $50,000 in their retirement, then there you go. I mean, if I spent $20,000 on food and it doesn't get used, then I'll give it to somebody. They can use it,
Yeah, absolutely. I don't like see people around here and I'm like, oh, that person is a prepper. Like, I don't see any of that around here. But 2 weeks ago, I saw, there are people that have carts full of stuff. But like 2 weeks ago, I was at Aldi's and this lady had like, I don't even know how many flats of cans. I mean, 12, 14 maybe. I'm not for sure. But like she had her coat and she kind of had it kind of over it, and like she saw me looking at her and like, I smiled because I was like so happy to see that somebody else was doing that. Because, I've never seen anybody that had that much canned food in their, like, cases in their cart before. It was the first time I'd ever seen anybody like that. And we were in that aisle because I was behind her, and we were in that aisle. It has like, it has like shoes and like you can buy like, random candles and stuff like that. Well, they had like these hiking boots there, and she was like looking at them, but she was also looking at me and probably feeling like she's looking at my food. I felt like, because like, I smiled at her, but like she didn't smile back at me, like, but she was like looking at the hiking boots, and like that's when I knew. And I'm like, you want these? What size? You want to try them on? And she's like, yeah, actually I do. I'm like, these look good. But that's like the first person I've ever seen that like had like cases of food in their cart. Like I don't see that around here. I mean, you see people have full carts and stuff, but nothing like where you like know, like I know what you're doing, and that's fantastic,
Well, that's the whole Restaurant Depot situation around here. Because if you go in there and, I'm not being racist anyway, but you see some Hispanic people going around and they getting a whole bunch of this, that, and the other. It's usually for a taco truck, or, what we call a roach coach in construction work. It's a food vendor shows up on the job site, and they, selling tacos and hamburgers and this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
But if you step back and watch going through Restaurant Depot and you see, oh, well, they bought 100 pounds of salt, 200 pounds of beans, 200 pounds of rice, 100 pounds of cornmeal, 100 pounds of this, so on and so forth, then you're like, yeah, see, they're using their LLC to come and buy this, that, and the other, because nobody's watching it. Because it's for restaurants, but as long as you have a tax ID number, they don't question anything. Like, you could literally call ahead and pre-order 1,000 pounds of pinto beans, you know, and nobody, it wouldn't anybody blink an eye. Back your truck up, we'll load it with a forklift, and there you go. You know, if you go to like Sam's and BJ's and Costco and this, that, and the other, you start seeing a whole lot more prepared minded individuals, you know.
Not here. I got to tell you, I don't. I mean, I do see people like getting stuff, but that lady was the first time, that I have seen anybody that I was like, and I gave her a big smile. I was like, please don't cover your shit up with your coat. Like, I don't care. You want to go get some more? Like, that's
Yeah.
why I was like, you want these hiking boots? I don't see that a lot here. I don't see a lot of people, even at Walmart and stuff. I don't see a lot of it. I don't see a lot of people where I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's just here. I mean, I kind of feel like, even when I grew up, my parents probably were, because, we were out on the farm, and like, when it would snow when I was a kid, we would be stuck for like without electricity for like a week. And like, there's no plows that would come through. We'd all be at home, living off the fireplace. But like, I don't know. I just don't feel like, I don't know. I feel like everybody here probably is maybe more prepared. I mean, maybe not so much in the city, but like all the small towns and stuff, like people are just prepared, and maybe that's why I'm not seeing a lot of it.
Well,
maybe they are. I don't know. I hope they are. I don't know.
that could have a lot to do with it because, like, our local Dollar General sells canning jars, seals, lids, this, that, and the other. Why? Because we are west of Charlotte, between Charlotte and foothills of the mountains. And, like, other than living in town, most people have, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12, 15 acres,
Mm-hmm.
to deal with. I mean, most of it's family land that got divided up between kids and grandkids and so on and so forth down the line. That's usually it's, generational wealth that has brought them to stay in the location they're in.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people here, I mean, just because it's what grandma done and it's what daddy done and this, that, and the other, then, you got your chickens and you got your garden and you do this and you do that. I mean, that's our normal way of life. The old lady, she's from town folk, so she ain't been around much of that until she got with me. But, it's the truth. It's the truth. Anyway, I mean, literally, I mean, I remember me and my brother growing up, I mean, we supplemented 4 months worth of meat as soon as bow season started. When bow season hit, we're out here slaying deer and we're putting, deep freezers full of deer in the freezer. Same thing when it was, fishing season, this, that, and the other. I mean, I couldn't tell you how many fish fries we had, 20, 30, 40 people involved.
Mm-hmm.
And all the fish was caught right here locally because we was fishing. I mean, my son, I took him to Walmart and he was looking down the toy aisle and he was, I said, you want me to tell you what you need to do? He said, what? I said, that building we putting in down there at the farm? I said, yeah. I said, it's going to be 8 feet off the creek. So the old lady can sit in a chair in the backyard and watch you in the creek. I said, what you need is to get your fishing poles ready and go get you a tackle box and do this and do that. And he was already down there catching crawfish, and everything. This is what you need to be doing.
He was
So,
also catching the excuse me, the fast ones as he calls it. We call them spring lizards, but salamanders. He was
yeah,
down there catching those too.
you know, And my brother's got a spot right up the creek. He dug out with a backhoe that's like chest deep. He can go swimming in. But get your tackle box. Do this. My brother's got crawfish traps. We'll go set them all down the creek. You can catch crawfish and this, that, and the other. I mean, that's what worries me. Is because 90% of these like kids, like my daughter's ex-boyfriend. All right, he come up. He's gonna be a professional ball player.
All right.
Okay. How many college scouts have you had after you? None. How many games have you finished? None. How many MVPs have you got? None. So you're going to be a professional ball player and you have none of the stats to go with it. So that means you're going to be flipping burgers at Burger King. I mean, let's just be real. I know people that's got 2 college degrees that manage a McDonald's, and you're talking about, oh no, I'm going to be a ball player. Yeah, she traded that boy off for a guy that's got 175 acres and a whole bunch of black limousine cattle.
Girl.
So she doesn't know. She knows how it works. It's that and the other. But the reality of it is I mean, simple things, canning stuff, not wasting leftovers, buying meat on sale. I mean, I sat here and watched the chats. I mean, I've been doing the whole YouTube thing, not my channel. My channel's, I don't know, a couple years old. Still ain't got nobody watching much, But the reality of it is not many people does this. Not many people watches stuff. Not many people worries about how to can, how to dehydrate, how to do X, Y, and Z. Because they're mainstream media babies that, oh no, it's all going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is they watch the mainstream media and they don't watch the financial network. When you start watching the financial network and what they're doing behind closed doors versus what's coming out, then you realize these trade embargoes, these sanctions, this, that, and the other, I mean, and people think that this stuff is just a now problem. It's not. It's not a now problem. All right. Back in colonial days, the price of sugar depended on the price of the crop.
Mm-hmm.
So if a hurricane come through and destroyed half the crop between, Cuba, Bahamas, this, that, all the islands down south that make this sugar crop, then the sugar in America would, double, triple, so on and so forth. It would go by sugar produced. Well, you can thank America, Ronald Reagan specifically, for the sugar issue, because he come up with the idea of, for me to win this election, I have to have some way to regulate the sugar market, because the sugar market is dictating the food prices. So what did he do? He talked to MIT and this and the corn farm growing people of America, and hey, we're just going to start using high fructose corn syrup in everything, and that will regulate your sugar market, because you can use this as a sugar substitute, so on and so forth. And that's how they dealt with the sugar issue, is the high fructose corn syrup. Well, now we have a mass epidemic of young children with, diabetes and hypoglycemic and this and that and the other. Why? Because of high fructose corn syrup. But it won an election. Won an election. That's for sure. And it was because of the sugar prices were dependent on the weather. Well, everybody knows every farm price is dependent on the weather.
Right.
It don't matter whether it's corn crop, a soybean crop. I mean, y'all out, Nebraska, this, that, and the other, y'all corn and this, that, and the other. Around here in North Carolina, our big buffer crops usually are soybeans. And why? Because soybeans, pig food. We have a whole bunch of pig farms, so it's usually when they get into commercial farming, they go to soybeans and they're doing the soybean thing and they're feeding the pigs and this, that, and the other. And there you go. It's the circle we go round. But, people don't realize that, these issues have been going on for decades, since the early 80s, because they keep moving us away from real food, real farms, so on and so forth. I mean, look at the plan.
Yeah.
We'll own nothing and we'll be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that don't work.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Man, we've been on here for 2.5 hours. I probably should get off, and my battery is very, very low. Where are you at, Mrs. P?
Yeah, I think she went to take a poop.
Oh.
She's in the bathroom. I don't know whether it's number one or number two, but I just got cussed at, so obviously I hit some kind of nerve.
Maybe she's just, freshening up her face, putting some deodorant on, brushing her teeth. Maybe she's not taking a poo.
Yeah, it's the tequila talking, I promise.
That's funny. I know everybody in chat that has said hi. I'm so sorry. I haven't been watching. It's my first time on here, so I didn't mean to ignore y'all. But I'm glad y'all came in here. And if you're watching the replay, hello.
You should have picked a whole lot better folk to go on for your first live. I mean, we kind of like the redheaded stepchildren of the prepper community.
Oh gosh, no. Everybody loves you guys. Everybody likes the plumbers.
Hey, did everything come out all right?
Shut up. Get on my nerves.
But I love you.
I love you too, honey.
I mean, ain't nobody else gonna deal with your crap. So
Nobody gonna deal with your shit.
well, I agree. So you stuck with me. There you go.
Okay.
Look, this is my baby. Where's my baby? My old grail. That's what my son calls her, a grail. He don't say girl. He says grail. This is my old grail.
I'm gonna kill him.
I'm so sorry. I told everybody you were brushing your teeth, washing your face. Fine.
No, she didn't.
Exactly.
She said you're stupid. Come on.
All right, my battery is saying 4%, so.
Oh, okay. Well, we've been live for 2 hours and 30 minutes, so.
Oh, this was so much fun. Thank you for letting me come up and
Of
doing all this.
course.
Let me know. I'll do it again.
I will.
Yeah. Y'all need to do it again. She told me, she said, well, you don't go live with me, is that and the other. Yeah, no. I don't do live thing. So next time, y'all can have it.
Oh, no, you got to join us. You were a good time. You kept it going. Yeah.
Thanks, Niecy. I guess we're going to get out of here, y'all.
All right, I'll text you tomorrow.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.
All right, y'all. I think we're going to end it here, but thanks for everybody that came, and we'll do another one soon.